Hey guys, this is Bruce, and we're kind of doing a different format. I got my wife off camera who's going to ask me some questions from someone who's from the outside looking in, and then kind of gathering some questions that we normally get so we can help other people out. So what is the first question?
Question: how did you get your $150K job?
So the question is, how did I get over $100,000 in salary a year? So this is a question I used to get a lot. It was something that for me was a huge goal. It doesn't happen overnight, you know. And here's the thing, it's relative. It sounds like a lot of money, but really it depends on what state you live in, how many bills you have. What really matters is the money you keep. So that's another important thing to understand about 100K, the coveted 100, six figures a year in salary. But how did I do it? So definitely didn't start off like this. Started off probably when I was in the military. I was making like $30,000 a year, in the military. I got out of the military with a raise of $45,000, which I thought was a lot at the time. Turns out it really wasn't because you have all these extra expenses when you're out of the military. Then I realized I needed to level up because I had a family, a growing family and everything. And what I did was I applied for a job that had my greatest skill set, which was at the time security compliance. So I applied for a job where I had the greatest amount of experience and skill, which was security compliance, coming from like a Unix administrator. I was a Unix administrator they were paying me very little, $45,000 or something like that. I was a field tech and going here and there. And then I transferred into something where I had a lot of experience and a lot of years in. And then this company said, listen, you can get this job, but you have to get a CISSP. So I leveled up and started getting certifications. I already had some certifications, but I had like Network Plus and A Plus and CCNA and stuff like that wasn't relevant to the job I was doing. This other company who was paying me $15,000 more said, I got a raise of like $65,000 to $65,000. So I went from $45,000 to $65,000. Then they said, listen, we want you to get a CISSP. I said, cool. Within a year or two, I got a CISSP, and then when I got that CISSP, immediately my value went up. Like people were willing to pay me way more. So first step, I went into a job I had the most experience in. The second step, and I actually moved out of state. That was another thing that got me a raise. Then another step was I got a CISSP. I got certifications and kept leveling up. And then I switched jobs to another place that was willing to pay more for the CISSP. So I just kept leveling up using experience, certification levels, and moving. I wasn't afraid to move. That was another thing, because typically another location will pay you more for your work. And then the biggest bump that I had was twofold. One, I went overseas and started making $100,000 overseas, tax-free, up to $80,000 at the time, or $90,000, something like that. It was tax-free. I was in the Middle East somewhere. Not easy. Really hard on my family. I regret it, actually. I regret the family aspect of it because it was really hard on them. But then that's when I was making six figures. I could have easily made six figures by moving to Virginia or Washington, D.C. or Maryland or something like that, actually. But I didn't. I went overseas, made six figures there. I got all this other training. I got training in SIEM technology as a security analyst, all this other training on all these different products. And when I came back to the U.S., people were trying to give me $100,000 all over the place. So those are the main things. You have to be willing to move, or that's one of the things you can be willing to move, willing to continue to level up in skill set, get certifications. And then there's certain jobs that lend themselves to making six figures. So it wasn't overnight. This was a lot of work, starting from 30 all the way up to over 100,000. So that's how I've done it.
Do you have any course that can help somebody for achieving six figures?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I do. It was one of the first courses that I did. So if you go to ConvoCourses.com and search for a course called Cybersecurity, How to Get In and How to Make Six Figures. That's the name of the course. And I walk you through not only what I just said, but some resources that you can use to level up. And I tell you some tricks of the trade, like a couple things that I did. It's certain skill sets and things that you can have and do that lend themselves to six figures. So yeah, just go to ConvoCourses, check it out. The course is under $100. Go check it out. I think you'll like it.